guys, Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, we're going to be doing a debt snowball update. I'm going to talk to you guys about the card that we have been working on for the past couple of months, which is a Capital One card. And we're also going to be talking about the next card on our list to tackle, because you guys, Capital One just got paid off. Yay! So exciting. So I believe I started working on this credit card back in May? Is that right? I think so. I didn't write a start date on here. In the future, whenever I do my charts for the credit cards, I am going to include a start date so that I have that information. But we have been making strides towards paying off this card for a little while now, and I am so excited to be able to color in the rest of this chart today because Capital One got paid off. If you watched my August week 2 budget results video, I believe, I've been filming so many videos, I talked about how I was trying to find an extra $39.06 in my budget to be able to pay towards this card, and I was able to find that $39.06 and pay it towards Capital One. In addition to that, I made the last payment of $128, which was our debt snowball, today. Today is Tuesday, August 18th. And so with that, I was able to pay off this card. So the last time we checked in with my Capital One chart here was the end of July when I did my budget wrap up. And I told you guys that I was hoping that I'd be able to pay off Capital One in August. It was also one of my August goals, and I did it. I made the last payment. I didn't trust myself to do a screen recording of myself making that payment and include it in this video because I was sure that I would somehow manage to give away my credit card information. I'm not the most tech savvy, but I did take a couple of screenshots of myself making the last payment. I actually made this $128 and this $39.06 payments at the same time for a total of $167.06, and that took care of my balance, and this credit card is now sitting at $0. So we get to fill in this chart the rest of the way and call this complete. I don't know exactly how many cards I've paid off since the beginning of the year, but I have been making big progress. I still have quite a bit of a ways to go, and we'll talk about the next card that I'm tackling in a minute, but first let's relish in this victory and go ahead and fill in this chart. So I have my mild liners here. That's not the right color. There, this is the right color, I believe. And we're gonna go ahead and fill this in the rest of the way. I've been alternating the colors, so we're gonna be doing the purple inside for the progress we made in August. That's what leads me to believe I started this in May, because the colors go back and forth a few times. But yeah, we're gonna fill this in the rest of the way because Capital One is paid off. That means that we have paid $2,132.82. That's what this card balance was when we started on this card. And we have just been chipping away at it, paying a little bit at a time. Any extra money we've been able to come up with has also gone towards this card. I had a Android tablet that I wasn't using that I sold. Was able to make a little bit of extra money towards this, so I was able to pay this off a little bit quicker than I anticipated. But overall, I am very excited to be able to check another credit card off of our list. Like I said, we do still have quite a bit of a ways to go. We started out with quite a lot of credit card debt. I haven't disclosed totals because my husband doesn't want me to. I think he's a little bit ashamed of the amount of debt that we had accumulated. And don't get me wrong, I'm ashamed too. It was a lot, but you know, the important thing is that we're taking care of it now, and hopefully we will not get ourselves into this predicament again. We've been doing the debt snowball for the entirety of this year. We also were doing it for a while last year, but we had caved and used credit cards again after we started the debt snowball, so we just sort of started fresh in January and have been making great progress towards saying goodbye to this credit card debt since then. I do have a playlist with all of my budget videos for the entire year, as well as any that I filmed last year, if you guys are interested in catching up on our debt-free journey. But I gotta say, I am so happy to be saying goodbye to another card. And I apologize, I'm just rambling on and on. This is probably pretty boring watching me color this chart in. I'm doing a very sloppy job. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish coloring this in off camera, and then we'll start talking about the next card in our list. All right, you guys, so that is that chart all filled out. Gonna write a little note for myself down here at the bottom that we paid this off, and the date of the final payment was 8/18/2020. So that is another card checked off the list. Very excited. So now, what are we going to do? We're not going to hit the pause button. We are going to continue to work on our goal of paying off this consumer debt. And the next card on our list of cards to pay off is a State Farm Visa card. And so that is the chart that we are going to start today. I get all of my sort of debt tracking charts from debtfreecharts.com. They have a ton of fun printable charts like this one that are available completely free. They also have some that you pay just $1 or $2 for. It's a great resource. I'm going to link Debt Free Charts down below. Decided to switch it up from this style chart, and for the next card, that State Farm Visa card, we're going to be using this super fun printable. This was another completely free chart, and it's just themed after Tetris. I believe this is supposed to be used for like overall debt tracking, but if I look at the big picture of my overall debt, I'm just going to get discouraged because I still have a long way to go. So I like to break my charts down by credit card, and so this is going to be for my State Farm Visa. And the start date that I'm going to put on here is not today because we're actually not going to pay anything towards this card until next Tuesday. So I'm going to list next Tuesday as our starting date, which is 8/25/2020. Now we of course have been working towards paying this State Farm card for a while. The way that the debt snowball works is you take all of your credit cards that you have balances on and you list them from lowest balance to highest balance. And you start with the lowest card on your list and you pay anything extra that you can afford to pay towards that card. All the rest of your cards you just pay minimum payments on. And so that's what we've been doing. All of our other cards we've been paying minimum payments on, and anything extra we throw to the lowest card on our list, which is now the State Farm Visa, now that that Capital One card is paid off. When you pay off a card, you take that minimum payment that you were paying towards that card and you throw it onto your debt snowball payment, and that means that as you're slowly paying off cards, your debt snowball gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The amount of money you can pay towards that lowest card gets bigger and bigger as you pay cards off. So the minimum payment on this Capital One card was $70. Our debt snowball over the course of the year has built up and built up and built up. And we were paying, let me get a little notebook or something. I have this little Erin Condren list pad I'll use. So we were paying per month $512 was our debt snowball payment. So we were paying minimum payments on all of our cards, and then that lowest card on the list we were paying $512 a month. We like to make progress on our debt every single week. And so what we did was we took this $512 and we divided it by 4, since most months have 4 weeks, and that gives us $128 per week we were paying. Now, some months when you get that 5th paycheck, we were paying an extra $128. So sometimes it added up to more than this $512, but the goal was to pay $128 per week. And so that's what we've been doing. Now that that Capital One card is paid off, we're going to be able to add $70, which was that card's minimum payment when we started paying off this card, when we started focusing on it. And so we're going to add that to the $512. So $512 plus $70 is $582. So our debt snowball is now $582 per month. But again, we like to make progress towards our debt weekly, so we're going to divide that number by 5, and we get a total of $145.50. That is our new debt snowball for the week. But I don't like messing around with this change. I like good, even, round numbers. So I'm actually going to round this up, and our new debt snowball payment per week is going to be $150. So that little bit of extra will just go towards the card. I can definitely swing $150 per week. If we have a week where my husband's income is a little bit lower, or we have some unexpected expenses, I can absolutely skip out on paying this payment. As long as you're making the minimum payments on your cards, you won't get into trouble. But it is my goal moving forward for this State Farm Visa to pay $150 per week towards this card. And if we happen to have extra income, or if I sell something that I don't need, or I find $50 in the street, that money will go towards this card as well. The goal, of course, is to pay off your cards as quickly as possible so that you're not accumulating a ton of interest. Now, this State Farm Visa is actually a zero interest card until October, I believe. So it's my goal to have this card paid off by October. So we've talked about how we're going to reach our goal of paying this card off. Now let's talk about what this card actually has on it, because this is the part that's hard. It's hard to talk about how much money you owe. But, you know, personal finance is personal. What is a large amount of debt for me may be a tiny amount of debt for you. I don't have student loans. I have consumer debt, which is credit cards. I have a truck loan, and I have a camper loan. So it's just my goal. Right now, we're just chipping away at the credit cards. We're not worried about the camper loan. We're not worried about the truck loan right now. Right now, we're just trying to get these credit cards paid off. And like I said, this card doesn't have any interest accruing until October, so if I can get it paid off before then, I won't have to pay any extra in interest. So I think that I have rambled on long enough and avoided talking about the debt, so let's go ahead and confess that on my State Farm Visa card, I have a total of $1,793.34. So almost $1,800 that I am gonna hopefully pay off before October. I wish that I could say that this was my highest credit card total. It's not. I have a couple more cards in my list of cards that need to be paid off that have significantly higher balances than this, but I'm not stressing about those cards. Right now, our focus is the State Farm Visa card, and so we are going to hopefully pay off this almost $1,800 before the interest accrues. So now we gotta see how much each of these little tiny pieces is going to be worth, because the way that this chart works is every time you pay off a little bit of debt, you color in a little piece, and at the end, when your card's paid off, it'll all be colored in and pretty. So I have $1,793 here. I'm gonna just round it up. So in order to get a round number, I'm gonna round this up to 1,800. That means that I'll have a few of these pieces that are just kind of extra. I just want to make sure I have an even number. So 1,800, there's 200 pieces, so each piece is going to be worth $9. So every single time that I pay off $9 worth of this debt, I'll be able to color in one of these little Tetris pieces. So if in an average week, I pay that $150, I'll be able to color in about 16 little pieces. And so this is also broken down into levels. So each one of these little levels is worth $450. So that means that I'm going to be completing more than one level per month if everything goes as planned. So this is all set up and ready for me to begin paying off this card next week. I'm so excited. I need to get this punched and put into my little budget binder here. I use an arc punch, this gigantic punch. Works really well with the Happy Planner disc bound system, which is the system I have in place for my budget here. So I'm just going to punch this really quickly. And this will go the back of my binder here where I have the rest of my charts. So you can see here that I did a little chart for my house. I paid off our mortgage. Again, I did not write an end date, which kills me. I don't know what past me was thinking. I'm such a sucker for data, so I wish I had done that, but I didn't. We paid off our mortgage, though, this year. Do I have any other ones in here? Oh, the only other chart I currently have is my Christmas sinking fund that I am saving for. I need to update this. I usually just update it once a month at the end of the month. So that's that. I wish I had been doing these charts all along, but unfortunately I have not. So I don't have charts for all of the other cards that I've paid off, but I'm very excited. So we're gonna stick this Capital One card tracker in here because that is paid off. And I'll go ahead and stick Tetris in here. And we'll start coloring this in a little bit at a time, and hopefully we'll get this card paid off before the interest hits. Alright, you guys, so that is a look at my debt snowball update, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Maybe you found it motivating. Let me know if you are doing the debt snowball method. of paying down debt. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what card you're currently working on. I wish you the best of luck in your debt-free journey, and I hope that you will subscribe and stick around and continue to follow along with mine. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!